Hi, Sandra. Welcome to OdysseyWithMazichuks, where we delve into the real stories of migrants, their struggles, their resilience, and victories. Moving abroad, like we all know, isn't easy. Yeah. It takes courage, it takes patience, and it takes determination, a whole lot of determination. I started this podcast to share the truth because while the journey is tough, yeah, when you take the right path and stay focused, it is all worth it at the end. So relax, tune in, and let's explore these incredible journeys together. We have different people that have sojourned from Nigeria, from Africa, all over the world to different parts of the world. So we tend to bring them to this podcast and for them to share their stories. Some might not be beautiful stories with beautiful endings. Some might have some things to share with us that it is not what is expected of somebody that lives abroad and all of that. I have a guest today. She's a professional, a celebrity in her own stand, and she likes to be called Sandra MS. Sandra, a brief introduction about Sandra. Sandra is a former Nollywood producer and actress who in the past featured in some popular movies like Girls Hostel. These are movies that you can see on YouTube. Girls Hostel, starring some like the likes of Uche Jumbo were in the movie Empress in Jama, Alex Lopez. Yeah. Sandra also featured in a movie called Belema, starring the likes of Yvonne Jegede and Yemi Black. Sandra also starred in a movie called Mommy Dearest, starring one of my idols, Lizzie Benson. So I think you could also check out these movies, guys, if you're a Nigerian movie enthusiast or somebody that likes watching Nigerian movie. Let me just leave it at this, and Sandra will do justice to all that things she's done in the past. So guys, please, let's make Sandra feel welcome. Sandra, you're welcome to Odyssey with Mazichuks. Can you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself? Thank you.
Thank you, Chooks. Thank you, crew members of Odyssey Studios. I am happy to be here today. Thank you for the invitation. It's my pleasure, actually. Yeah. A brief introduction of myself. My name is Sandra Igwe. I'm from Rivers State, Nigeria. You all must know about Port Harcourt. Yeah, I'm a Port Harcourt girl. Okay, I'm here today to throw more light into the struggles of migrants and the ups and downs, the shortfalls, the uphills, and everything that you need to know about the life of migrants, people who left home country and decided to relocate abroad, the things they go through, and some experiences that you all need to learn from. So I'll just mute my mic while I allow my host to ask me the few questions that he needs to ask me so that I can explain and educate you all on the upfalls, the shortfalls and the uphills that has to do with the life of migrants abroad.
Thank you, Sandra, and thank you for that powerful introduction. Like you've already started the ball rolling already. Educate people to know that moving abroad is not all rosy. Some people don't have the happy ending that we anticipate and all of that. So thank you, Sandra. Thank you. So Sandra, my first question will be, can you share the story of what inspired you to leave your home country and in this instance to leave Nigeria in the first place? Thank you.
Okay. What inspired my decision to travel, to relocate, was, as we all know, the search for greener pasture. Coming from a country that we all feel is not functioning, it gets to a point that you will want something better for yourself. You will want to carve out your own niche. You want to create a better life for yourself and for your family members. So this was my inspiration. I wanted to go out there. I wanted to be in a society that is functioning. I wanted a system that was working, where I can afford to utilize my skills and fend for myself, without having to depend on anyone. So this was my inspiration, actually. Yeah. So I'm uh, given to the fact that we had a lot of insecurities and unemployment crisis rising in the country. I had to do better for myself. I had to go out there and find a way to break out of the long standing hardship that we were all born to witness. So that's my inspiration for relocating abroad.
Okay, thank you, Sandra. Can you remember when you left Nigeria? What year was that? How long have you lived abroad? And to be specific, which country do you live in? I had a guest yesterday that moved from Nigeria to Canada, I think 6 years ago. When did you move and which country do you live currently? Thank you.
Okay, I live in the Middle East, and I left in 2018. It's almost 7 years now. Yeah, Middle East, Dubai to be precise. That's where I moved to, and it's been all kinds of all shades of this and that, So it's a multicultural society where you have people from different nationalities, different languages, different skin color, different mindset. So it's like it's a global world, actually, where we are. You get to meet a lot of people, people with different ideas, people with different kinds of understanding. So it's a global world where I am.
Yeah, thank you. So you said you left in 2018 to Dubai. Can I ask, when you left, on what visa did you leave on? Did you leave with a work visa? And for what, how many years was the work visa? What was the plan? And what was the long-term plan? Was it a visitor's visa, for example? Was it a work visa? Was it a visa that will allow you to work for a certain or a particular employer, or the visa would allow you to, or allows you to work for anybody you wanted to? Can you throw more lights on that? Thank you, Sandra.
Okay, in my own case, it was different because I had wanted to leave on my own visit visa, but I tried to apply through an agency in Nigeria, and they promised that they were going to do for me the 3 months visa. Then when I had paid the first installment, which was about 2,000 dirhams, I paid in, it was supposed to be 2,500 for the entire process. I gave 2,000. 3 days later, when I was supposed to be receiving the visa like they promised, they called me and told me that they were not able to get the 3 months visa, that they're going to give me 1 month visa, which was not our agreement from the start. And I had to check again with my guys in Dubai to know if this will work. They told me it wouldn't work, that I need to come in with 3 months visa, come in, and then from there they will now take like about 2 months to provide for me a working visa, like give me an employment visa. that I should get back to the agent and tell them that it won't work. So this was my first challenge, actually, trying to get the visa. So I called back the agent and I told him it won't work for the 1 month visa, because I know it takes time. From what they told me, it takes time for the process to finish, and before it will finish, that means if I enter with 1 month visa, that means I will run out of visa by the time the process is done. So I talked to him. He was trying to cajole me to accept the 1 month visa stuff. We kept on arguing, and we had to even to throw tantrums. I had to throw some tantrums. We had to do some drama, we had to do some drama. Like, we had to fight before they were able to refund my money. I was grateful to God that my money was refunded. Otherwise, I didn't know what could have happened, because that was just like everything I had. Then the other monies I had was for my flight tickets. So at the end of the day, I was lucky. They refunded the money. And then when they refunded this money, I'd said to myself, since I had already found an employer who was ready, because I did a very strong background check with this employer, I consulted other people who had similar businesses. Like, I did a lot of underground check to know if she was actually in the business, or maybe I would just come there and find out that it was all a scam setup. Oh, so after the background check, and after the first experience of almost getting duped by these agents in Nigeria, I'm not going to mention their name. I don't want to spoil anybody's business. So I I now said to myself, if I have gotten to, because I was talking with this employer for close to 3 months. She was waiting for me to put together the monies and all that. She made a lot of promises to me. I spoke to some of her staffs. Some of her staffs are also from Cameroon. Some are from Nigeria. So we talked, and they gave me, made me believe, and I saw everything for myself. So I now said to myself, instead of trying to do this visa from another angle and getting due, because right now I was so scared, why don't I just send this money over to this lady so that she can actually give me the visa from inside the country, rather than trying to do it from Lagos. So that was the risk I was willing to take, because she already wanted me to come to work. She already saw my videos of my work. She was interested in what I could do, my skills. So I said to myself, why don't you give her this money? Since she's the one hiring you, she's ready to do everything. Give her the money, let her do the visa and send to you. Because she told me there it would take just 3 days. So I took the risk because I didn't have anything. I was determined to travel. I sent the money to her. Lo and behold, two days later, in the night of the second day, she called me that my visa was ready. I was overjoyed. Then she sent me the documents and stuffs and told me to go and fly. I bought my ticket, and I went to Lagos. Getting to Lagos, they told me that I need to go to Abuja. Instead of flying that day, I need to go to Abuja to take some stamping on. I was like, nobody told me this. And I had to cancel the flight. Like, I had to extend the flight to another day, traveled from there to Abuja, did the stamping, came back again, and paid an extra, I think $200. I paid an extra $200 for it to be extended to another day. So that was how I now managed to get back to, to come to travel. So that was how it happened. And this visa, when I got there, it didn't take her up to 1 month. She changed my visit visa to work permit, and gave me a 2 years residence visa, to work with her for 2 years. And after these 2 years, the contract is supposed to be either extended or terminated, as in based on the understanding between the two parties. So that's how my journey went.
Okay. Yeah. So the Nigerian agents disappointed, and this Dubai lady came to the rescue and was able to of course, true to her word, she was able to deliver, and your visa was issued and you traveled. And the initial visa was a month visa, and on getting there, before the expiration of the 1 month visa, I'm just giving a summary. Before the expiration of the 1 month visa, she extended it to 2 years. Oh, it was a 3 months visa. Okay, 3 months visa. And before the expiration of 3 months visa, it was extended to a 2 years work permit. And you started working. Are you happy to share what industry is this? Is it fashion? Is it movies? Is it what industry were you working in Dubai? Are you happy to share that?
Okay, it's the beauty and wellness industry. Yeah, I'm actually a hairstylist by profession. I used to run my own salon in Nigeria before the business wasn't working out, before I decided to travel. So it's the beauty and wellness industry. I'm a hairstylist, and hairstyling is something that I love to do. It's my passion. Yeah, so that's my industry.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Hairstylist, beauty and wellness industry. So what now happened after your 2 years visa? Was it extended further? Like you did mention in your while we were speaking, that it's either based on the two parties agreement, it's either it to be extended or terminated. What now happened?
Okay, I didn't finish that contract. I didn't finish it. You know, getting into a new place, you will meet all kinds of people who were already there before I came. You know, it wasn't easy, you know, getting into a different environment with people of different races, and that was my first time traveling outside Nigeria. So it was me meeting a whole new set of people with different character, different, you know, everything was overwhelming for me. But I was, because I'm a strong person, I'm resilient. I know how to manage, like I'm a survivor. I know how to manage myself, and when it gets too much, I'll just get into the room and cry very well. Cry very well, you know, to ease the heaviness in my chest. So that was how I practically survived. So the contract came to an end in I did 9 months there. I did 9 months, and the mode of payment, the people who I came before started getting higher salary. Then I asked for like a little raise to be able to, you know, be on the same par with them. But she gave me the excuse that because they were not sharing apartments with her, because I was in her accommodation. The other ones were living outside. But I said, fine, we're all doing the same job. It doesn't matter where they are living, you know. We're doing the same job. And I know I am someone who puts in my best in everything I do. I try to make sales, you know, and get commissions. I try to do, you know, go overboard to make sure that I make up to what others are making. So I noticed that there were so many sentiments. You know, where women are, there's a lot of problems here and there. So we didn't come to any agreement on the salary raise. So, and she now said we should terminate the contract. That's how we now terminated the contract. And then I forged on and got another job, and got another residence permit for another 2 years. And then I started working with this new company and left the old one.
Okay, that's interesting. So not to take you back, but then when she said she didn't want to, you said you were living with her. Were you paying rent? And were you paying rent to her? And because she has said that others don't live with her, and but you live with her, you're sharing an apartment with her. Were you paying rent? So it would also be said that, oh, why you live with me, obviously, so I need to deduct something from your salary to make up for rent. Was that the case?
Actually, I was living with her, and you know, the salary, like for example, as at then, if you come into the UAE from that 2018, they will pay you 1,800 dirhams. So she wasn't giving me 1,800 dirhams, she was giving me 1,500 dirhams. meaning that she was taking the 300 as rent, you
Right.
know. So that was where I got, that was what made me start demanding, because I already heard from other people who are not living with her, that this is what is going on. You're living with her, you think you're living with her, it's free. It's not free. The normal salary is supposed to be 1.8, but 300 is not paid to you. Means that indirectly she's taking the 300 dirhams, you know. So that was it.
Okay, so I think from my understanding, it was not explicitly stated that you were paying rent to her, but indirectly, rent was being removed from your salary, but then it wasn't stated. Okay, so when you moved on to this new company, what happened? You said you got a 2-year contract, and that would have been from 2019 or thereabout, late 2019 to 2021, if I'm correct.
Yes. I left the old company, like say in December, and then in February the next year, 2019, I started with this new company. I got a new residence permit for 2 years, and then we started working also, you know. So we worked until say 1 year. Then she had some issues with the government, that she had to shut down her salon, because she was it was discovered that she was using some kind of products that are expired. So that's how she got out of business, and had too many issues with the government, and the place was shut down. And then they had to cancel us, everyone under that visa, and then we now moved on to start looking for other jobs.
Oh, so sorry to hear. So when her business was shut down, what did you do? Did you move on? Did you see any other job? What has happened since then? Can you quickly just bring us up to speed up till now? What has been happening? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so after that incident happened, we moved on. I now had to get my own residence permit, the one they call the freelance visa, you know, so that it will enable me have some freedom.
Sorry,
And
sorry, what
yeah,
did you
sorry,
call the
what did you
visa?
call the visa? Freelance visa.
Freelance visa.
Freelance visa.
Okay.
Freelance. Okay. Freelance. You know, so I got the freelance visa, and then I started being more independent. Like, I work part-time, you know. If I have to work for you, we have to agree on these terms. And if we agree on these terms, and I see that maybe in the next in the like 3 months later, you start changing from our initial agreement, I had every right to move on. Like, you're not tying me down anymore. I had the freedom to move from one job to the other. That was the opportunity the freelance visa granted me. And a lot of people are doing it out here also. They take the freelance visa, they can work for any firm, any company. When it's not auguring well with them anymore, they can move on to a different job.
Okay, so are you still currently on that visa, the freelance visa?
Yes, I am currently on it. I'm currently on it. But the only challenges we're having now is that, I don't know, you guys read the news, you listen to podcasts, you know, there are so many people on the internet talking about the issues in town, in this country. There's been a lot of blockages when it comes to some nationalities. So at